What if I told you that you could run local AI models through one of the best coding CLI tools out there, completely free? Yep, you heard that right. Today I'm going to show you how to use Ollama models inside Claude Code CLI. So here's the thing, Claude Code CLI honestly is one of the best terminal-based AI coding assistants available right now for every developer. The way it handles context, file editing, running commands, it is polished. Anthropic put some serious work into this and they are charging people for the usage. $100 to $200 a month if you're above the pro subscription. And if you're using Opus 4.5 heavily, those costs can add up really fast. We've all ran out of tokens, right? Now, I actually built my own CLI agent called Mondo Code. And let me be real with you, building something that matches what Claude Code does, it's very hard for me. Really hard, actually. I'm not afraid to admit that because we're talking about proper terminal UI handling, context management across files, tool execution, error recovery, and the whole entire agentic loop to keep things flowing. It's not just about calling an API. There's a lot of engineering that goes into making it feel really smooth. My tool works. I love it. It's my own personal project and I'm very proud of it. So you can go check out the GitHub and start messing with it. But it doesn't have the polish that Claude Code has for interacting with models like Opus 4.5. But here's what I discovered. Ollama has an integration that lets you point Claude Code at your local models instead. Think about that for a second. You get the following: Claude Code's polished interface, which handles all of the file editing, command running, and context handling. Your own models are then loaded and there's no API cost. It runs on your hardware. And because those models and those weights are on your hard drive and run on your own hardware, then you have privacy. Your code actually never leaves your machine. That can be a plus for many individuals. And there's also the ability to switch between Claude and your local models. Like I said, building a TUI application, a terminal user interface application like Claude Code from scratch is a massive undertaking. You'd need to handle terminal rendering and input, streaming responses, file system operations safely, sandbox command execution, multi-file context tracking, and make it all feel responsive with the right tech stack. Llama gives us a shortcut though. They've made their API compatible enough that Claude Code can talk to it. So instead of building your own interface like I did with Mondo Code, we just use the one Anthropic already built. It's like getting a luxury card and swapping in your own engine, right? All right, let me show you how to set this up. I've created two scripts for my personal use, but I'm sharing them with you guys. One is for Linux users and one is for Windows users. Both do the exact same thing. The only difference is obviously the Windows one runs in PowerShell. You can grab them from my GitHub and I've included the link in the video's description. Okay, so I'm on Windows, so I'm going to go ahead and just copy this script for my machine. If you're on Linux, click here. So once I copy the script, I'm going to go to my desktop. I'm going to open up a terminal, and I'm going to make sure that the terminal is a PowerShell terminal. You can click on the drop down here. It's a little arrow, and I'm going to say Windows PowerShell. Now it's on PowerShell, and now I'm going to go ahead and just simply paste that script. I'm going to press enter. And you can see it says Claude Code Launcher. Now it says select mode, 1 for Claude and then 2 for Ollama. So I'm going to go ahead and say 2 for Ollama. And then it's going to scan my system and it's going to say, hey, these are your local models that are installed on your system. So if I want to run, let's say Llama 3.1, I would just go ahead and type 1. You guys get the picture. What are these numbers at the end of the models? These are open weight models, so this means that this is their weight. The bigger their weight, so for example, 3B and 14B. 14B is way heavier. The weight is way heavier. This means that it's going to take way more hardware for my computer to run this local model. So if you don't have a good GPU, a lot of RAM, you want to stick to the low weights. You'll notice it because if you select this specific open weight model that you've gone ahead and downloaded from Ollama, your computer's probably going to run really, really slow, and it's not going to be cool. So let's go ahead and, just for the sake of the demo, just use Llama 3.2 because it's only a 3B weight. So I'm going to say 3, and now it's launching Claude Code. I'm going to say that yes, this we can trust this folder, and there it goes. Now it actually just launched Claude Code. It says welcome, and check it out, guys. It says Llama 3.2 with a weight of 3B. So now I'm actually interacting with that local model all within Claude Code. I didn't have to use Mondo Code or any other CLI agent that really is not up to par with Claude Code, and I can take advantage of the entire Claude Code product. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to say, hey, can you help me with programming? And the first time you run this, the model in the background probably has to run or spin up and get started. So it's going to take a little bit for that to, whoa, this one moves fast. And you can see now I'm interacting with that local model. And obviously Claude Code is going to say, hey, try Opus 4.5. They know I'm using Ollama 3.2. And now I can have conversations. I can have everything that I really had with Claude, except I'm not using tokens or Claude Code's API. And this is really good for like planning and just going back and forth and trying to come up with something that's going to help you to then feed to Opus 4.5. Now, if you're having issues, you got to also make sure that you have Ollama downloaded. And if you don't, you can go to ollama.com/download and hit the download button. Once Ollama is installed, it gives you this interface. This is their graphical user interface, and it works just like ChatGPT, where you can start saying, hey, how are you? And chatting with local models. But you can select the local models from this drop-down menu here. And so you can see that I've gone ahead and installed quite a bit of models. If you don't have them installed, you'll see this download icon. And so you can test them out. So you can start with a low weight of 3B and work your way up to see how much your hardware can handle. That would be the only issue that you would probably encounter with that script not working. But once you have that installed, you can also check the sessions of the Ollama model. So I can say Ollama and then list, and it shows me all of the models that I have installed on my hard drive. So you can see I have all these models and their size in gigabytes. If you ever are curious if an actual model and an instance of a specific model is running, you can type Ollama PS, and you can see that there is no instance currently running. So let's start one up. So you can do Ollama run, and then I'm going to type out the model name. In this case, let's go with Llama 3.2. I'm going to say Llama 3.2 and hit enter. This is going to start, yep, it actually already loaded it up. It's a low weight, so it's pretty fairly quickly. How are you? And we can see that the model is actually talking to me. Write a poem. Yep, there we go. And so you can actually quickly just spin up models in your terminals. But with Claude Code, you can actually start having access to your file system. Like I said, there's context management that's being handled all by the CLI tool. And so there's a great advantage to that. If you ever want to actually just go back to Opus 4.5, I'm going to close all these sessions out. I'm going to go back to my terminal, and I'm going to just spin it up like I normally do. I have a Windows subsystem, so I'm going to go ahead and launch that and wait for it. And there it goes. When it loads, it's actually going to say that it's operating with Opus 4.5. And I don't really have to work with my local model anymore. So you can have different instances and you can switch back and forth. And that's about it. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.